Good morning, Nick. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Thank you for your time today. So we're meeting up just to talk about how SmartMix has been for you in the last year. It's been a whole year now.
Yeah.
Tell us why you chose to get SmartMix in the beginning.
So we started using Green Salon Collective
Hmm.
to, get rid of recycle all of our waste
Hmm.
and started using their chemical bin. And it was a bit of a shock to us how
Right.
much chemical waste we were producing for
Yeah.
colours. Previously, we were just washing down the drain. And yeah, suddenly we were bagging up huge bags of leftover bleach, leftover colour. Yeah, not good, not good.
Yeah.
All that money that we're spending on products that we're not using.
Yeah.
So yeah, when we were introduced to SmartMix, it was a bit of a no-brainer, really.
Yeah. Was it something that you had thought about, a problem you thought about tackling beforehand? It
No,
wasn't just some,
no,
did you
shame
realize
to
it was a
say,
problem?
we were quite blind to it, really,
Yeah.
because you just finish applying your colour, go and wash your bowl up without really thinking about how much, you're
That's
pouring.
costing you. Yeah, easy done. Because the incentive really, the most important thing is getting your colour finished, isn't it? Making sure the colour processes correctly and the client's
Yeah,
happy. That's your concern, isn't it?
yeah. You're kind
No,
of on autopilot for the rest of it.
absolutely.
So yeah, it wasn't
So,
until we started doing that, collecting it all.
just turn my video off and again. Whoops. I'll edit that bit out. So having used it for a year, what's the result?
Yeah, much, much less color waste.
Hmm.
Massive, huge,
Yeah. And
less.
how did the team take to it?
Yeah, really, really well. They comment. It's not just me. They comment like,
Mm.
how much less gets wasted, how much, just their words are, crikey, how much were we just pouring away?
Yeah, it makes everybody aware, really, doesn't it, that it is a business at the
Definitely.
end of the day, and
Yeah,
cost of product is key.
absolutely. But it also means that we're ordering less stock.
Yes,
We don't have to hold as much stock.
right.
It's easier to order, to do our orders,
Yeah.
but because we're using less, we're
Hmm.
actually ordering less.
Yeah. And are you ordering more frequently or are you ordering less frequently, would you say?
I tend to do an order every week anyway,
Right.
but it just means that that order is much, much smaller,
Hmm.
much smaller.
Easier to manage.
Yeah,
And then if you're doing it weekly, you can be really specific on it, can't you? And knowing
yeah,
the exact
absolutely.
quantities of colour that you've used makes that run a lot smoother and it's more time efficient.
It's also easier to, because of the SmartMix app, where it records what we've used before, it's
Hmm.
actually also easier to look ahead to see what colours we're likely to be using
Yeah,
in the next week.
to be able to
So
predict.
yeah, we can make sure we can manage our colour stock better and make sure we've got enough of what we need in,
That's
which
fantastic.
is also really, really helpful.
Yeah, definitely. Less dust collectors on the shelf. Just
Yeah,
another obsession in the
definitely.
salon.
Yeah, we haven't
Um,
we've all got those colours that, we order in and then we don't use.
yeah, exactly.
12
Because we
months.
think we order
With
emotionally,
one
don't we?
client, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You go through that brochure with them saying, we're going to do a new color today. And oh, yeah, I like the look of 664. Great. Where is it?
Yeah,
We don't have it on the shelf. But
exactly.
yeah, that's what mixed tones are for. So it's all good. There's always a way. So in this last year, you've taken to a whole new way of charging for your color, haven't you?
Yes.
And this is what's been really exciting to report back to see that you're charging for cost of product separate to services has increased your turnover by £5,706,
Which is remarkable,
isn't it?
really. Absolutely remarkable. So before we were just doing a cost per
Mhm.
service for our
Yeah,
colours. The same, regardless of hair type, hair amount, the amount of colour, everyone was paying the same amount.
yeah,
Whereas now, yeah, it's more specific, it's more bespoke to the
yeah,
client.
yeah. It's
They're
fair, it's
paying,
fair
yeah,
pricing.
they're paying for the colour that's used on them, which
Yeah,
they love. They're
clients
really
do.
kind. Yeah. fully
So they've
behind
taken
it.
well to
They
it.
love it. Yeah,
Really good.
absolutely.
You haven't had any kickback from it
No, not
or
one.
backlash? No?
Some, people with lots of hair are absolutely amazed by, crikey, is that how much colour
Mm.
is being used on my hair?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, you get some people that just have fine, fine few highlights in, and yeah, it's minimal. The
Yeah.
charge is minimal. So
It's quite
they've
astonishing,
brought
isn't
it
it?
down. Yeah.
You can do a full head of highlights for like £2.58. Then
Yeah.
equally you get someone like me come in once every 6 months for a gloss and it's 34 quid.
Yeah.
That's where you can't, it's just not a business model. It's the one we've always used and adopted because we didn't have anything
Also,
else.
like, we tend to charge more for highlights than we were for a gloss service.
Mm.
It's like a gloss service is it's a cheaper,
Quick.
so we really weren't covering our costs
No,
before,
no,
and it
that's
was,
it. Yeah, you can put a gloss. What we do is because it's 15 minutes, charge £20 for a gloss. But if the cost of colour is £34
yeah,
and you've used 15 minutes, you're actually out of pocket to have done that tone or all that
yeah,
gloss service. And it's just completely
absolutely,
over our heads.
yeah,
We focus on the time in the diary. That's our concern, that we're running on
yeah,
time, everything's booked out accordingly. But at the end of the day, it's still a business and you're there to make money.
exactly. So it's been a bit of a wake up call, actually.
Yeah,
It's been a
yeah,
real insight as to actually what we should be charging people,
yeah.
clients, for.
The good thing is that we see you've put a markup on your cost of product as well. Like as we suggested, that now we know our cost of product, we should be charging for it, but equally it is a business and it's more than fair to mark up that product. And you're covering your time you're taking to order it, you're covering the shipping costs to get it to you. Everything's now accounted for. So to look at your colour charges, you spent £3,838 on colour last year. So that's
Lovely.
£767 you saved in a year from not wasting. So 767 plus the charge for colour, which you weren't charging. So it's fair to say that that full price is a turnover increase. You're up by £6,524.
Which is incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
What's
very,
not to
very
love
good.
about that?
It's what we want for you.
It's not just the turnover, it's the less ordering. So
Mm.
I have less stock
Yeah,
sitting. Yeah,
brilliant. All right. So it's all good news then.
it's brilliant. We wouldn't go back, definitely not. The team are really on board. I'm always a bit worried about bringing things like this into the salon
Yeah,
because, they're kind of
no one
like,
likes change.
what now?
Yeah,
What are you doing now? But actually, yeah, they're all really on board with it. It's good for them to see how much colour they don't need to mix up
mm-hmm.
compared to what they were before. It's kind of helped their confidence, that barrier of, what it's like when you have to go and, tell your client at the end of the service how much. Some people find it really uncomfortable. It's
Yeah,
really, and it's broken that barrier down a bit.
yeah, I
Being
agree. It has
able
with
to
us as well.
explain,
Yeah, even for
what
me.
the colour supplement is, how
Yeah,
it works. They've
yeah,
had such a good reaction from their clients that
yeah,
actually it's helped break that barrier down of,
yeah. Absolutely
this is
amazing.
how much we're charging you today.
Yeah, I
So,
can completely empathize with that because you become friends with your clients essentially, and you have this fantastic bond and rapport with them. Spend 2 hours chatting and can go deep into the, most intimate parts of their life, and then you're asking them for money, and then there's
yeah,
the awkwardness of why is it that? Why does it cost that? So to be able to present to them your costs in a very fair, nice way, to say, look, we're using this app to save the environment and to reduce our waste, eliminate it, and actually now we see the cost of product and I can charge you fairly for exactly what
yeah,
you've had. Just couldn't be better to raise somebody's bill by £10 and have them thank you for it.
yeah. Absolutely.
Crazy, but true. So thank you very much for your time, Nick. I'm going to let you go.